When it comes to being around or dealing with a narcissistic individual, you are often the person that ends up full of guilt, full of remorse, wondering what you could do to appease them, wondering what you could do to make life easier for them, walking on eggshells for fear of gaining some sort of negative reaction from them, always wondering what kind of mood they're going to be in, and believing that you're the one that is indeed going crazy. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, the acronym FOG describes how a narcissistic individual uses fear, obligation and guilt in order to remain in control over you. And it does cause that brain fog, that confusion within you. Narcissistic individuals will try to rule through fear in order to control you, in order to coercively control you into living life on their terms. They're going to instill that sense of fear within you. Now, they might use subtle forms of intimidation, the covert method, or the overt method of more direct forms of intimidation in order to get you to fear stepping out of line, fear some sort of negative consequence. Now, they can use physical, they can also just shout over you, they can get in your personal space, they can block doorways, they can start damaging property and throwing things and then claiming at least it wasn't your face, and they will go all out to put that sense of dread within you. Or they can use those subtle threats of just saying, oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you, or who's going to believe you if you try to speak out about the things that is happening to you. They can threaten to harm you, they can threaten to harm your family members, they can threaten to harm themselves. And again, they can do this in a direct manner where they will go all out to tell you exactly what they're going to do to you, what they're going to do to your family, what they're going to do to themselves, or they can just imply it in some way. And if you were to question them about this, they can usually deny all knowledge. Any kind of threat needs to be taken seriously, because when you're dealing with those who lack empathy, there is no low they won't go to regain control over the situation. A narcissistic individual, be it your parent, a boss, a work colleague, a friend, a partner, an adult child, they will go all out to create those feelings of obligation within you, where you feel like you need to make it up to them. You feel obliged to doing things for them that are out of character for you. Narcissistic individuals feel very entitled to have everything their own way. Therefore, they don't have much time for your boundaries. They don't have any respect for your boundaries. They're looking to get their needs met, and they're looking to get their needs met from you. So anything they do from you, every action is a transaction when it comes to a narcissistic individual. Anything that they do for you, they will expect you to do something for them in return. They will also use guilt in order to get you to live life on their terms. They're again going to use any past favours against you so that you feel bad every time you dare to say no to them. So you end up doing things that are out of character for you, and then more often than not, because you're living life to suit somebody else and they don't respect you, you can then end up full of that resentment and anger, leading towards the anger towards them. And then you can react negatively towards them, and then they will threaten to tell people about your behaviour, which keeps you trapped in that system because you take responsibility for your behaviour. You feel remorseful for how you're acting, and when somebody is hell-bent on bringing the worst out in you, they are not the kinds of people you want to be around. We can all have a side within ourselves that we don't like. However, the majority of people can keep this side tamed, so to speak. the majority of people, when somebody pushes your buttons and it gets you to that point, don't like the person they've turned into. Take responsibility for the person they've turned into. Feel full of remorse and regret and guilt. Narcissistic individuals twist the narrative in their own head as to why it's not their fault, it's your fault, it's somebody else's fault. Narcissists will go all out to use emotional manipulation in order to place that guilt within you. So a narcissistic parent can have lost their main source of supply, so they suddenly want to spend time with you, and as you've already got plans, they're going to use that obligation of, well, after all I've done for you, what about me? They're going to get you to feel so bad that you're not serving them, that you drop your plans and run to help them out. If you go out with your friends, a narcissistic partner can just simply create an atmosphere before you leave or when you return. So you're never at ease, you're always on edge, you're always wondering what kind of mood they're going to be in. You're always fearful of telling them that you're going to do everyday things that you should be allowed to do, and that more often than not, they're allowed to do. They don't like you having your independence and your hobbies and your dreams. They use these to exploit you, to promise you a future of your dreams, and then they fail to deliver, and they use that fear, obligation and guilt to keep you trapped in a place you're not meant to be. And then now and again they'll come along with that intermittent reinforcement and treat you oh so well that you begin to wonder what your problem is, rather than what they're actually doing to you. A narcissistic individual wants to convince you that your emotional reactions to their actions are the problem, to distract you from the fact that their actions are causing those emotional reactions within you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. I shall link those into the description and the comments also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.